Hello, and welcome to this edition of Skill Up Academia. It is your host, Esther Larry Abel. I'm so excited to be here today, and I want to believe that you're excited here as well. Okay, so let's dive right into the lesson for today. We're going to be dealing with AI text generation using chatbots and LLMs. But before we proceed into the class, I want us to take a few minutes to explore exactly what we're talking about. You have a proper foundational knowledge about what chatbots are and what LLMs are. So imagine you're at a restaurant and you want to order food. You talk to the waiter and they take your order. The waiter is like a chatbot. They're a person or a computer program that listens to what you want, understands your request, and responds accordingly. So you possibly say you want to order like a burger, and the waiter tells you, okay, great choice. We have 3 types of burgers. Which one would you like? And then you'd be like, okay, what's the difference between them? And then the waiter goes like, okay, a classic burger is beef, a veggie burger is plant-based, a deluxe burger has extra cheese and bacon. And then you go ahead and say, okay, I'll take the classic burger. So the waiter tells you, coming right up, what would you like to have fries with that? So in this example, the waiter, that is the chatbot, is listening to your requests, understands what exactly you want, and responds with options or answers, helping you make a proper decision. Now let's add LLMs to the mix. LLM is an acronym for large language models. So we know that this is what LLMs are. So imagine the waiter, that is the chatbot in this case, has been trained on a huge amount of data about food, restaurants, and customer preferences. This training is like the large language model. So for a large language model, you need to have some amount of data that they have been trained on. There are several large language models that we have out there. We're not going to go into that today, but I just want to give you a foundational knowledge of what we are dealing with. So a large language model is what powers the chatbot. It's like the brain of the chatbot. It has been trained on series of data that has been collected over time, over the years. As people are using your smartphones, your devices, and all that, data is being collected on a daily basis. So you, the customer, you go for saying, okay, I'm looking for something light. I'm not too very hungry. So the chatbot now, who's the waiter, now has been trained on data. Remember, the chatbot is the waiter, has been trained on a huge amount of data about foods, restaurants, and customer preferences. The chatbot now has the LLM with it. It's attached to the LLM. So it's the waiter that has been trained. And it says, okay, I recommend our salad menu. We have a new seasonal salad that's very popular, or our classic Greek salad is a very great option too. So in this case, the waiter, that is the chatbot, is using the LLM to understand the context. You're not just hungry, but you just want something light. So he's understanding the context, and it makes a recommendation based on that context and responds in a way that feels natural and helpful. So what we can do here is we're going to take a brief example. But before we do that, I want us to take a clear look at what we're dealing with so we understand exactly where we're going with this. Remember, we're dealing with AI text generation with chatbots that have LLMs. So remember, the chatbot in the example is a waiter. The LLM is the memory of the waiter. The brain of the waiter has been trained on a series of data over time. By the end of this course, you should have a core understanding of what LLMs are. You should be able to also craft effective prompts. We're going to go into that shortly. Then you should be able to have a clear understanding on advanced prompting techniques. It's a completely different ball game completely. You should be able to also come up with high quality text generation, and then we can go straight into practical content creation. As a matter of fact, if you're able to get it right in the text generation, that is the first step in your journey to content creation with artificial intelligence. You can't go beyond this. You can't skip this part. This part is very crucial because you need to know exactly what you are dealing with and how best to do it in such a way that it will give you the results that you're looking for. Now let's dive right into prompts, unlocking the power of prompts. Remember, I said something. I said you can't skip this part. You have to get it right with prompt generation before you can have access to the full advantage in generative AI. Now, the key to exceptional AI output lies in expertly crafted prompts. By understanding the nuances of instructions, context, and desired persona, you can transform generic responses into tailored, impactful content. Now, in the example I gave earlier, we're talking about a situation of a waiter and a customer. That you are the customer and the waiter is the chatbot. Now, the chatbot, you told the waiter that you needed a burger, and then the chatbot, who is the waiter, was asking you what type of burger. Now, you can't just necessarily type in, just like a lot of people do this and make more mistakes in this. They go to an LLM, for instance, a chatbot like ChatGPT, Gemini. We have several chatbots actually. We have ChatGPT, we have Gemini, we have Cloud, we have DeepSeek, so many. So they go to a chatbot and say, okay, just like you want to do in a Google search, and they just go and say, I want this, or create a business plan for me. It will create a business plan for you, but that is not the best output. Remember, you need high quality output. That is the desired outcome. So if you want your chatbot that you're using in whatever context, whatever space you're using it, to give you a high quality output, you need to know exactly how to structure the prompt in such a way that it's clear, it's precise, and it has context, which gives it relevance and depth, and then also attach a role to it. It needs to be role based. I'm going to put an example out here for us to see, an illustration out here for us to see, so we know exactly the difference between a good prompt and a bad prompt.